Good afternoon, tribe. My name is Darius Lester, your financial philosopher, and this is Mammoth Money Mindset. And this will be episode, I don't keep count before I do this, of Start Anyway, Turo edition. In this episode, last episode, we spoke about a whole bunch of gadgets and things you can put into your car to make your transactions easier and make them safer to do. So if you didn't watch that, go watch the last episode, numbered whatever numbers before this number. For this episode, I think this one's really important because this is normally the main reason somebody will or won't start Turo, and it is the insurance, the protection, the liability, and car repairs, right? So I'm going to get over different maintenance things that are required for my vehicles to keep them on the road, required just because of check engine lights, or required because Turo tells you specifically to do these things, and how Turo's insurance works and how you actually go about the claims process if somebody does hurt your car. All right, so let's get into it. I didn't write anything down. So for some part of this, I'll go ahead and switch over to the webcam thing so you can see the actual website, and I'll walk through each of the insurances. But to start with, we will talk about maintenance, right? All cars need maintenance. I am not a mechanic. I don't know nothing about maintenance. I've learned the tiny bits since starting this business, but I still am a complete amateur. I don't really do any of the maintenance myself. I know how to change light bulbs. I can change tires if needed. Yeah, that might be the extent of I can pour coolant and windshield wiper fluid into my vehicle. That's about the extent of my knowledge on fixing cars. So I did find an auto body mechanic here. I did find a mechanical mechanic here. On most bases, there are Firestones. I take all of my vehicles to the Firestone for like little, petty engine checks or oil changes. I've changed oil in a car before. I ain't like it. I ain't feel like doing it. So yes, I pay to get them done. If you can do them yourself, hey, go do them. I tried it. I ain't like the process. I'd rather just drop it off while I go do something else and then come back and get it rather than put my whole time and effort into doing it. I pay the cost for being bougie, I guess. But so those are a few things that you got to look out for. So every year you're required to get an annual inspection. They have the form on the site. You can find it online. You have to take that form to a licensed mechanic and have them, do, I don't know, 25, 50, something point inspection on your vehicle. Every item that Turo wants checked is listed on that checklist. So you don't really have to worry about it. You just hand them that form, say, hey, I need y'all to check this, and then sign off on this form saying you checked everything and that it's all good. So, they'll check the tread of the tire, they'll check the oil, the engine, the struts, just all the stuff on the car to make sure that it's safe for customers, right? Because that's their whole business, for customers to drive your vehicle. So that's required on every single vehicle annually. You just go get it, have them knock it out, take a picture of it, upload it into the app, and then you're good for another year. Pretty simple. A lot of times it'll catch, if your tires are running, low, if you don't check your own tire tread every time somebody comes back. I don't check it every single time, but I know if my tires are low, I can tell the difference. So that's, an idea to go ahead and get new tires. Fun fact, I didn't know, so maybe other people didn't know. You can buy used tires. Now, I know that sounds bad. Oh no, they're used tires. No, used tires are phenomenal. On average, like if I went and got, let's say, all 4 tires replaced, at Firestone or whatever place normally does your checks and tells you that all your tires are bad, I'd be spending, I don't know, about $800, on 4 tires. You can go to a used tire place. Used tires doesn't mean that these tires are already worn down. It just means that they're not brand new. Sometimes there's accidents that people get into when they total their cars, but maybe their tires are fine. There's a whole bunch of dealerships. When they take in cars, before they put them back on the lot, they have to replace all their tires regardless of how not worn out they were. So there's tons of tires that get recycled off of vehicles for whatever reason, but the tires themselves weren't bad. Like they're perfectly good tires, really great tread, all that stuff. And used tire places collect these tires and then they will sell them to you at discount prices. And I'm saying discount price like I done paid $45 for a tire. I done paid $50 for a tire. On my truck, I want to get some nice ones. So I'm spending like $75. I just got like my 2 back tires replaced on my truck. It ran me like $150, right? For 2 new tires, real deep tread, like great. Go look up some used tire places. Hopefully you know somebody who has tried them out so they can send you a reference. I got sent to a great place, so I haven't had any horror stories of like, oh, they gave me terrible tires, they popped as soon as I left, or anything like that. They give you good tires, and even if your tires get damaged, you can go over there and they'll fix them in like a second, again at a fraction of the price. They deal in used tires, so they're used to patching holes, plugging holes, all those different tire fixing methods. So please start using used tire places. It will save you hundreds and thousands of dollars. I should know, right? Got all these vehicles, got to change out tires all the time. I love going to used tire places. I'm going to be mad if I ever have to go buy a brand new tire again. What else? Tires happen, annual inspection, oil changes. Everybody knows you got to get oil changes. If I didn't already say, gas and stuff like that, you should have your renters refilling the gas to wherever it was when they got it. So if you give it to somebody full and they don't bring it back full, you get to charge them and then use that money to fill your car back up. And then the next person needs to fill it back up to full. So technically, unless you're driving it around yourself, you should never have to pay for gas, using this process. Hypothetically. Yeah, that's about it. And I think I gave a good nugget with the tire thing, because I love that. I've been doing that so much. Who was my girlfriend, who is now my wife, she, I don't know, her tires popped because they've been bald for, I'm not even about to expose her like that. They popped. So she needed new ones. She got a nice car. Everything on her car is expensive. Told her about this. I was like, hey, this and this. They got this and that. She went and got 2 tires for like $90. I'm just like, look at God. Like, come on. You was about to spend $400 on that. It's good. Go do it. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do. All right. So this is the Turo website, right? It looks a little different on your phone, but you will figure it out. I believe in you. All right, I'm going to switch to host, right? This is my stuff. Got a couple rentals out right now. I'm going to go to vehicles. Like I said, the inspection thing. I got an inspection that's due right now, but it's on a vehicle that is in the shop. So that is not really a thing to me right now. I'm going to go on this one. And we are going to go to vehicle protection. What is vehicle protection? This shows the liability and vehicle protection plans and prices, like what they include and how much they cost. So we're just going to ease through each of these and kind of talk about what's good about them, what's bad about them. So we will start from, we'll start from the bottom. So this is the 60 plan. The 60 plan is like the most conservative plan that you can go for. Literally, because by 60 plan, as it shows right here, the host is taking 60%. So we're just going to say your trips cost $100 just to make everything easy. Your trips cost $100. Your deductible, you will take home $60 off of every $100 trip. Turo is going to take $40 off of every $100 trip, right? Cutting into your pockets. If you're new, doesn't really matter to you because your pockets were zero in the first place, but a lot of seasoned people would hate Turo taking this much money from them. But those same people are going to cry whenever an accident happens and they have to pay, $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 for their deductible. And they'll say, why should I have to pay that? Customer's the one that did it. I shouldn't have to pay anything. Don't be one of those people. You have a choice on what plan you're choosing, what deductible you're choosing. Yes, if you choose to have the 90 plan and you need to pay $2,500 for your deductible, that's your fault. You were enjoying the benefits of receiving 90% of the money, so you need to pay this amount. But anyways, off of my soapbox. So what does the 60 plan include? Since you're giving up 40% of your earnings, you have a $0 deductible. This means if somebody gets into a crash with your car, Turo will fix whatever the heck happened to it for no money out of pocket. They won't charge you a dime, right? Exterior wear and tear. So normally exterior wear and tear counts as like scratches, dents, real small things like under 3 inches, I think. That's included. So even if that stuff like that happens to your vehicle, boom, Turo will pay to fix it because you're giving them 40% of everything you make. So they owe you everything. All right. Replacement vehicle. If your car gets into an accident, Turo will pay $50 a day, while your vehicle's in the shop or whatever you're doing. There are limits to this stuff. I don't feel like it. Reimburse eligible, blah, blah, blah. It don't matter. But yeah, so $50 a day, while your car is getting fixed because they're like, well, you were making money off of this vehicle. Now you're not. So we're going to give you money per day to get a replacement vehicle. Loss of host income. So this is them actually saying, since you make money off of this, we're going to pay you, X amount of dollars because now you're not able to get paid because your vehicle is at the shop. And the amount is total, like the max coverage on this is $750,000, which is a lot more than any vehicle will ever be worth. So you should be fine. All right. So that's the 60 plan. 75 plan. This was the plan that I actually started with. I think this is a great midway option because, you're just starting, you're scared, you don't know if your vehicle is going to get into an accident or not. All you have to pay, if it does, is $250. Fun fact, under this plan, when my vehicle did get into its first accident and I had to go through this whole process, they actually waived that deductible because they were like, hey, thanks for even picking this plan. We're sorry this happened to you. We're going to waive the deductible and we'll just go ahead and fix whatever happened to the vehicle without you having to worry about it. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if they do that for everybody all the time, but they might. What are the differences? So in this plan, you're getting $75. So $100, you're getting $75. Turo's receiving $25 of every, $100 that you make while doing this. Replacement vehicle, you get $30 a day. Loss of hosting income, sure, same thing. Well, not included, right? So the only time you get paid for the income that you would have lost while your vehicle is in the shop is on the 60 plan, not on the 70. And if it's not on the 75, of course it's not on the 80 or the 85 or the 90. Okay. Going to 80%, you can guess, you get $80. Turo gets $20. Deductible is now $750. In addition to the deductible going up, wear and tear is no longer included. So if there's like little dents, scratches, dings, like not actual damage, they're not going to pay for it. So, be a little mindful because that stuff can start stacking up, and making your vehicle maybe not look as desirable depending on what kind of vehicle you have. I use budget vehicles, so I honestly don't care about any of this wear and tear. The vehicles came with wear and tear on them. They're going to leave with more wear and tear on them. I will live as long as the vehicle functions well. No replacement vehicle, no loss of income, same coverage. All right. So as you can see, this stuff isn't changing, on 80, 85, or 90. None of this is ever included. The only thing that's changing is you get to take home an extra 5%. But now, if you do get into a wreck, you have to pay $1,625. As you can see, that is the current plan that I'm on with this vehicle because I feel confident or comfortable enough to be like, yep, I'm fine with paying this amount of money if that vehicle does get into an accident, just so I can receive that extra, 10% of money. It just made sense to me. Everybody will have their own calculations on what they think is right and wrong. It's up to you. And last but not least, 90. You receive $90. Turo receives $10 off of every 100 that's made, but you have to pay a whopping $2,500 if you decide to make any claims. And honestly, at this point, there's a lot of stuff. Even if you get into an accident, you wouldn't use this deductible because maybe whatever you're trying to get fixed only costs $500 or $1,000 or even $2,000. So if the whole cost to get whatever it is fixed cost $2,000, you wouldn't want to pay a deductible of $2,500 to get that thing fixed because now you're paying more money for no reason. And that's it. This is how Turo goes about protecting their vehicles. Just to go over the process. So let's say somebody gets into an accident in your car. You're under, we'll just play it safe, right? Let's say you take my advice on this being a good beginner area. You got the 75 plan, so you have to pay $250. So what that means is, let's say the damage to the vehicle, to get it all fixed and get it, working as you want it and looking how you want it, the amount it costs is $1,000. Turo will, they'll be messaging you. They'll want pictures and explanations from you and the driver, just explaining what all happened. Then their insurance people will assess everything that happened, run those numbers by the current averages that shops are charging to fix that kind of damage. And then they will estimate out how much it should cost to fix your vehicle. So let's say they estimate that it'll cost $1,000 to fix. Your deductible is $250. So Turo will give you $750, right? It costs $1,000 to fix. They're going to give you $750 because they know that the deductible is $250. So both of those numbers together will equal up to that $1,000. Tracking? All right. Now, even further than that, let's say you take it in to get fixed and the mechanic is like, actually, it's going to cost $1,200. Turo's still only going to send you that $750, but after the mechanic fixes it, you can have them submit a supplemental, basically just a letter back to Turo saying, hey, because of X, Y, and Z, it ended up costing more than what you guys originally quoted. So here's the new price, and here's, proof that I actually fixed whatever I said I was going to fix. And then Turo will send you an additional check on the back end for that extra $200 so that you still only had to pay your deductible of $250. Hopefully that made sense. That's how they do any damages, any accidents, all that stuff. They'll calculate up themselves. You have to go find your own mechanic. As long as it's somebody licensed, right? You can go somebody with a single shop. You can go to some big fancy shop, whatever you want. But yeah, that's how it works. I've had to do that process maybe, I don't know, 3-4 times. Truth be told, the first time it happened, I did not even use, I don't even remember what it was. Oh, somebody messed up like the back of my truck because they were moving stuff in it, right? But they just chipped off some of the painting areas. I didn't like the way it looked because I love my truck, but in the grand scheme, it wasn't really that big a deal. So Turo cut me a check for $500 to get that thing fixed. I actually ended up pocketing the $500 because I just decided that it wasn't worth spending that money on to fix it. I used the $500 on something else. But that's an option too, right? But obviously, if you do that, there's no going back to Turo and saying, hey, it cost this much extra to fix it because I didn't get it fixed. So I don't have a mechanic to go and prove that it's fixed. Also with that, when you do get it fixed, they will want that mechanic to fill out another inspection form like you do every year just to prove that everything works on the vehicle and that it's good to go back on the road. Okay, hopefully that was some sort of helpful. Maybe it eased your mind or cleared up some cloudiness on how the whole claims process works when a vehicle gets damaged. If you have any specific questions, please throw it in the comments. Even if you don't got a question, just put something in the comments because I don't ever be seeing anything in the comments and I'd like to see something in the comments. I appreciate the people that started subscribing to me. That helps a ton. Eventually, one day, I'm going to blow up. Even if it's not from the YouTube thing, it's going to be from my actual financial coaching, because I just love talking to people about finance. Be on the lookout for my Richest Man in Babylon course. It's going to be like a 5-day class where I go over all the lessons that the richest man uses to become the richest man. All right. Thank you all for watching. My name is Darius Lester, your financial philosopher, and this is Mammoth Money Mindset. Good night.